My gamers, hello, howdy, welcome, hi, welcome back. I have another fun story time for you. Disregard the super serious voice. This is a story regarding some of my many ailments, some of my many diseases, some of my many incorrect inadequacies as a human being. And it's about how I get motion sick. So I show up as a cable guy. I'm about to do an installation on this motherfucker's house. He is ready to get some goddamn internet from a service provider that doesn't limit him to just 10 meg down per second. Shout out to old telephone lines. I walk into his backyard and I notice, ooh, the pole that has my equipment on it is fucking steep. It is tall as hell, and it actually maxes out completely what my ladder can do. Except I don't find that out until later, but I'm looking at it right now and I'm just like, God damn, this is gonna suck. This was only about a couple months after I'd finished up training. I'm finally out on my own, and I'm speaking to the customer, and he shows me here's the box that was previously set up, but he had since switched providers, so he no longer had any of our stuff inside of it, which was really sad. Speaking of stuff being really sad, let me get rid of that stuff. Let me get some LV wire. It's a secret mystery tool that will help us later. But I go ahead, talk to Mr. Man, tell him what I need to do, and he fucks off and he goes inside of his nice little stucco building. I go ahead, I get my ladder up on this steep hill, and what I have to do is I actually had to connect over here on this very far away pole, and then get connected all the way to this other side to avoid a garage space he was using in this area. He had an RV parked here, which was technically at the same level as like the roof on his home. So if I were to lay a cable line from here to, his roofing, he wouldn't be able to back in his RV anymore, and he would be angry about that. So that's why I had to take a fucking turbo extension route in order to get to a good spot so he wouldn't have to have any sort of change to his lifestyle. Little quivering pussy boy. I get my ladder up there, and it is tall. I climb all the way up it, and because I'm using such a long amount of cable, I'm using a different type. It's called RG11, that's the gauge for it. It's a lot thicker of a cable, and it has a lot thicker of a steel messenger wire that's used to support it up. Since it's just a fucking line hanging from pole to pole, it needs something to keep it all sturdy. And this one happens to use a steel wire. It's super sick. So I'm holding it, and it's kinda heavy, and I'm leaning against the little supporting strand going from pole to pole, and there's just this very faint sway back and forth. And I'm fine, I'm trying to get everything all connected, and it wasn't until I finally got connected up at the pole here, and I tightened it one last time, to where it just swayed a little bit too much, and I felt a little queasy, a little sick. And the last time I had gotten like this motion sick was when I was doing a little carnival ride. It was like one of the spinning teacups, you gotta spin the shit out of it. And I had a buddy who wanted me dead, so he just kept spinning the absolute hell out of it. But I'm getting that same feeling, and I'm pissed off because I didn't take any Dramamine. I'm quickly trying to unlatch all of my belts and my safety harnesses so I can start climbing down this ladder, when all of a sudden, hey, the strand, the supporting member, just starts getting a little bit looser and swinging even more. And here's your trigger warning, liberals. I throw up off the top of my ladder into this dude's backyard. It's one of the few times I've thrown up on the job, but I felt so fucking embarrassed by gamers. After I'm done getting rid of my breakfast that morning, I climb down the ladder, super sad and dejected, and I have to march my happy ass all the way to the front door, open it, and look at the empty space within and speak to the customer and say, hey, do you have a hose hookup and a hose I could use? I may have vomited in your backyard, and I'd like to get it cleaned up or at least diluted out into the yard so you don't have to deal with it. And this guy looks me dead in the eye, and he just goes, well, am I still gonna get cable today? You know what? We'll make a deal, sir. You don't speak a word of this to anybody ever in the entire world, and I'll make a YouTube video about it someday. And I'll go ahead and I'll finish the job getting you set up with fucking cable. He just goes, all right, good man. I'll go ahead and get the hose hooked up. I'm like, fuck, now I actually have to clean up my vomit. Damn it. Why couldn't you do it, brother? Where's the solidarity between men? But I get the hose hook up, and I first go through the entire cacophony of things I have to do in order to get his cable line fully set up. So let's just go bang, 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 and bang. Get it all hooked up, get my extras shoved inside of our house box, and then get his modem and router activated inside. And then after that, I hook into his little hose, and I just turn the sprayer on full blast, and I'm just trying to get rid of my breakfast. Uh, it is one of the more embarrassing things to ever happen to me on this job. It is one of the reasons I carry Dramamine on me now in my truck, and then I also have some motion sickness patches that I usually use if I'm playing VR. But I'll just have an emergency batch, so if I ever have to climb onto a unsturdy little supporting line, I'm not gonna have to tell the customer I threw up in their backyard like a petulant child waking their mom up at 3 a.m. going, Mommy, I threw up. So the moral of this story is don't have a utility pole in your backyard. You want it underground so that way you can hit your gas line. I'll see you in the next one, gamers.